So when I went to computer reset for the first time, I of course grabbed myself a PC Junior to play with, a full system with some upgrades. And initially ran into some problems. The brand new motherboard died after a couple of uses, but I was able to go back and get some more spares. So here, this is just after I installed the new motherboard, and I'm installing the upgraded power supply card, which gives it a little more power for sidecars. A memory upgrade that brings up to 128, the floppy drive and floppy drive controller, which were also optional, and then the lid just snaps on. So it's a pretty straightforward system, but it is pretty tight and compact. After that was done, I had a working system. So of course I wanted to do some more upgrades after that, and I was able to order the SD card Junior from RAFnet. It came in the mail from Japan fairly quickly, and it's a straightforward device. A cartridge that goes into PC Junior cartridge slot and allows you to use an SD card as a hard drive. I ordered mine with the boot ROM soldered on to allow it to boot. Here it is installed. I first tried to use a older 256 meg card that I had on hand, and it worked right away, but I had some issues writing to the disk, so I changed it out for a modern SD card that was brand new, and it began to work perfectly fine. Immediately it boots up into the BIOS that they've included on the chip, and gives you the option to deal with multiple drives if you have them, but I just have the one. That's all you need. And it was pretty easy then, booting from the floppy with that installed. I was able to go through the process of setting up the drive and installing DOS on it. First was using fdisk to partition the drive, and it partitioned just like any other hard drive would. Using DOS 2.11, so I'm not getting the full size, but that doesn't really matter. I'm getting a pretty good size for this computer, and I can always upgrade to a later DOS if I want. And the only glitch there was, it had a hung on reboot, but that was no problem. Next, I went ahead and formatted the drive, and that happened extremely quickly compared to what a real hard drive would take to do that in this system. And the great thing about this is that these SD cards are way more reliable than an old MFM hard drive is. There were hard drive upgrades available for this, but you have a hard time finding them now, and a harder time finding one with a working hard drive still in it. So I used the sys command to copy system files over, and then began copying DOS onto the hard drive. And you can see the drive blinking there, telling you that it's active. And after a quick check, copied over command com, which was the last step, and I was ready to reboot the system for the first time with DOS on the SD card. And you can see it goes seeks the floppy drive, finds the SD card. I have to enter the date because there's no clock battery, and there we go. We're into DOS very quickly, and everything works perfectly. And because it's an SD card, and I can easily remove it, add files, have another SD card with different versions of DOS. And really makes it very easy to use. I'll leave a link to their webpage in the description below. They may be out of stock when you read this, but they are going to come out with a new version of the card soon in 2022, and they'll be more widely available then. I think they only have a couple of units still available with the earlier version that I have at the time I'm recording this. So you go ahead and get on their email list, and if they have anything available, when it becomes available, they'll let you know. And I certainly recommend it if you have a PC Junior. This is an excellent piece of hardware to have. And thanks for watching, and hope to see you again soon. Bye.
So